Welcome everybody. This is unit 1.3 explanation video of the laws of visualization, and we'll just go over it right now. So basically, the first, if you look in the course outline, there's letter A, which is old visualization. Now, what is old visualization, you may ask? Old visualization visualization is basically the hypothetical like the hypothetical things that people use to interpret life. So 1A over here is the hypothetical model. Hype model is what we like to refer in our class. And basically, the hypothetical model is that the mind fills the gaps with imagination when evidence is missing. So, using your own past assumptions and your own past experiences, you can shape the hypothetical interpretation. 1B is the projection theory. And this kind of goes for a lot of things in life, but it's basically where you use your own personal emotions to shape the actions. And in this course, of course, MJnism is all based on actions. It's all based on interpretations, actions, meaning. So the projection theory backs that up because you're using your own personal emotions to contradict your actions, decisions, thinking, etc. One sees the absence construct law. So that's absence construct law. And basically, when information is absent, humans invent it. So I can't really give a good example of this, but think about it when you just don't know what to think of it. You can't interpret it, you can't make a decision, and it's that big gap. It's almost like the puzzle piece, that one puzzle piece you're missing in an entire set. That's the absence construction law, or the absence constant. All right, and that's for old visualization. Now we get to the fundamental of the new one, which comes from the book of knowledge, and that is B, visualization. Visualization law. If we look here, 2.1a states forced enlightenment. And basically, humans will seek understanding excessively. Enlightenment becomes addictive. So a personal example of this is, for example, TikTok. People are so obsessed over it because it gives enlightenment. It gives that sort of enlightenment feeling. The second one is 2.1b, which is the certainty craving mechanism. Uncertainty is psychologically interpreted as danger. Compels belief formation. So if you don't know something, it automatically becomes dangerous to you. It becomes a need that is so dangerous to you that you can't even get it. And that is the certainty craving mechanism. And the third part, which is 2.1c, is the fabricated clarity syndrome. And this can be interpreted in many different ways. Everybody eventually has it. And it's people prefer a wrong answer quickly over a correct answer slowly. So using the process of thinking, people like to take the shortcuts. And it comes to knowledge that when you're taking shortcuts, you're typically not looking at potential dangers and harms that may present itself. And that's where it applies to visualization law, because you need to be able to interpret evidence, and you need to be able to thoroughly analyze something before you can actually fully understand and create a claim. So that is the visualization law section. That will be a common occurrence on the exam, and you will need to know that, as well as this upcoming quiz Monday. So make sure you're reviewing the course outline and writing those essays. All right, letter C in the outline of 1.3 is the ISIS law. Now, this is the basic fundamental law of interpreting. Is that 3A states that you can never make an assumption without evidence. No assumption. So this contradicts the scientific theory. Is that you can use evidence to create a hypothesis, or you can interpret things and make an hypothesis. That's different here. The no assumptions law states that you can't ever do that because you're basically creating a claim without actually knowing. So that is 3A. 3B is evidence override principle. If evidence contradicts belief, it must adapt. I don't know how to explain this one to you guys, so you guys are going to have to do your own research. But the evidence, because this is more of a new law that was in the book. So I'm not sure too much on this principle. But on the quiz, you're basically only going to see, like, define the ISIS law. 3C, the broken arrow.
Holy shit, shut the fuck up.
It's basically the example that was provided above. If you take a look at the course overview. Trenton, shut up. This is for what is it? I'm recording a video for those who can't figure it out. Okay. Last one. Yeah.
No one's gonna fucking watch this shit, dude.
Hey. Stop being such a jackass. God. Visualization principle. Okay.
Holy fuck.
Visualization principle. Okay. Different from ISIS. ISIS is basically you can't assume. Visualization can help with the scientific method. It's 4A, evidence reasoning or evidence anchoring.
Only like a fucking geek would listen to this shit.
Trenton, get on Fortnite. Anyways, 4A, once evidence appears, interpretation stabilizes. So you can basically make an assumption now based on the evidence. Or, in other words, you can make a claim. Never in this course will you be able to make a hypothesis. There's no way you're going to be able to make a hypothesis in this course. Okay? You have to have evidence. 4B, interpretation integrity law. Interpretation must remain constant across contexts or else they're invalid. So, if you're interpreting something, it has to be true for all. That's basically what interpretation integrity law is. And 4C, layered precipitation theory. Reality is interpreted through layers. Sensory, emotion, culture, individual, and each layer, perception. So, sensory, if I touch something, I can assume it's hard, soft, cold, warm, etc. If something is showing of emotion, so if someone's crying, I can assume they're sad, they're happy. Culturally, if someone's wearing a cultural significance or has a thing that demonstrates cultural significance, then I can assume that they're based off of that culture. And individual, it's all based on you and you alone. And that is the whole point is individualism within MJnism is individualism propels the humans to make assumptions based on personal experiences. And that's the whole point of the 1.3. Individuals need to collect evidence to be able to create a claim. It's very simple, but it's interpreted differently from like a standard English class or a standard class in general. You have to have evidence or else not only me, but people are not going to accept that as its true capability. That's 1.3. Have a good night.